Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Ld2L Godcast. I'm here with PVC Pipe, and I think we're just waiting on Freeze at this point. How you doing, PVC?
Yo, we don't have to wait on freeze. We can
We don't
start
have
up
to. Are you
regardless.
ready to go? All right, let's go.
Yeah.
So you're on Choco's team.
Yup.
How do you think you guys are gonna do?
I
Honest
think we're
opinion.
gonna honest opinion, we're gonna 2-0. I mean,
2-0, huh?
I thought that last week too, but I thought that the first week also. But we threw pretty hard last week. I'll take the brunt of that. I don't play core often, so maybe I should have itemized differently, but it happens.
Yeah,
Either way, it's not like we got stomped or anything. We
yeah,
were
that's
close
true.
ass games.
So you're against Luth, right? This week,
Yes.
and how do you think they are as a team?
I mean, we'll find out. I haven't played them. I mean, everybody is just saying they're gonna fucking tilt against each other and all that stuff, but I don't know. Maybe that's a little overplayed.
Yeah, I mean they did 1-1 Mouse.
Yeah. And Mouse is strong. I mean,
I don't
not
know.
on the boards, but
I don't know how they are as a team. I feel like they can. They have a lot of potential, but
yeah. I mean, I don't want to talk too much trash, but fucking,
that's what we do.
you know, I do think that Chaco is a stronger mid, but him just winning mid hasn't been translating to us winning games every time.
Hmm.
Just think I don't know, we got some more strats we're gonna pull out. We got some interesting ideas. We'll see if they work.
Okay, okay.
I
All
don't
right.
I don't want
So,
to give away too much.
what are some other games you think we should be watching this week? Or I
Well,
guess in an hour.
obviously, I think you gotta check out the Ino versus Ceres Absolute Juggernauts versus Queen Ceres Revenge. It's one of these teams has to has to be the dominant one. I mean, they both have looked pretty good. I don't
Uh,
know if Ino's team is undefeated because of who they've faced so far. I I don't know, or if they are absolute juggernauts. I mean, they faced uh, generic pirate team before Chess Rockwell took over, and looks like it looks like they won pretty handily just by the KDAs and
hmm.
then they beat Hollywood, who again is with us in the bottom. So I don't know. I'm a little biased because we did that one scrim against them, and it was highly favored toward us. But I don't know. I could be wrong. They could have gotten it together since then.
Yeah, they definitely
And
could have.
Ceres, I mean, it seems like they're just being carried by fucking this duck on quack character who came out of nowhere and just puts up kills every 2 seconds.
Yeah, he's nutty.
But I mean they do have a good team on paper too. I mean you got like Jotham, who's you know ranked up since the start of the season. He was a pretty good value pick. Of course, Ceres and everybody.
Yeah, I mean
So I don't know. Good team, good matchup. I think.
they did go 1-1 against Kyrix versus Inno's undefeated status. So I don't know. I mean, he is a
Yeah.
bit cocky in league chat, but I do think he can pull it off. I think he's good. I think his team is good.
Yeah. I mean, I put them on the same. I mean, hasn't faced Kyrix team. You know what I mean? Like they
Yeah, that's true.
faced Hollywood and they faced uh in Royce team back when it was Royce. So I give Kyrix and One Paz team like some credit. It was a tough team.
Yeah, I'm also excited for Chen versus Kyrix. It's gonna
Yeah.
be intense. I think if Scrub makes it, I think Chen can easily 2-0 them. Just because I think their team works a lot better together.
Yeah, Scrub told me that he was gonna be there because I asked him. Dude, he fucking carried their team
Yeah,
against
he
us. Like
did.
Honestly, that was rough. Like we should
Yep.
have ended so much sooner. In the
Yeah.
first game, on the second game, he just like was an annoying ass coddle. Like
Yeah.
without Scrub, they don't win either of those games.
You think his coddle's gonna be banned every game?
Um, I mean, you gotta ban it or plan for it. You know,
Yeah.
like we really didn't plan for it, even though we could have. I don't know. Part of that was mostly on me. I think I fucking lost the vision game really hard, so we couldn't get on top of the coddle in a team fights. And when you're just letting them sit out back and fucking drain all our mana and just blast us, it does not make for a good team fight. So I think that's on me. I'll take that one.
Uh huh.
So
I mean,
I think
yeah.
you can plan for it. It's still coddle. It's not like it's the strongest thing in the world.
Yeah, but will you ban it though?
Would if I were going against them today?
Yeah,
Maybe.
maybe.
I mean that's also like most of their bans are going to be taken up by like mid or chen known
True.
heroes. Just nobody feels like playing against mid or chen's Phoenix or
Yeah.
whatever.
I mean, Scrub does say. I was talking to him. He said he has enough heroes just to not get banned out. I'm not gonna leak what they are, but I think he saw
Yeah, I
all of them.
mean, and most people are going to ban techies against Scrub too. Let's be real about that. Nobody wants to play
Yeah.
against it. So they eat up the bans. I don't necessarily think you have to respect ban everything these guys play just because like I mean Mitter Chen's got they got thousands of games. It's not like they have 3 heroes they play. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. And then they're I don't actually know about their mid player, Sad Boys. I mean, he's
Sad
legend.
Boys is their safe laner.
Oh, sorry, safe laner. Who's their mid?
He was a mid player before, but yeah, he actually was very good. He was really good at coming back. Like they
Okay,
made
okay.
space for him, and then his Dusa was too big at fucking 75 minutes in. But I mean, his lane was like we shit on his lane like bad in that Dusa game. I
Yeah.
was getting double kills and shit, and then he came back. So you got to give him credit for being able to do that.
I mean, yeah.
Arya Stark is their mid, which I mean, I didn't see that matchup as much because I was focused. But Chaco is pretty confident there. I mean, it's Chaco.
Yep. All right. Who else do we need to cover? Oh, Mouse versus Bubbles. Bubbles team.
Yes. Yeah.
I
I
think.
don't. I don't know about that.
Yeah. I mean, Bubbles team. I thought they'd do well, but they haven't won. They haven't won any games yet. It looks like.
But they haven't. I mean, I only saw part of their like week 1 games, and it's not like they got stomped or anything. They were okay.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
like they lost a tough game, but I mean they still got TK. They still got like good players
Yeah. I think they
and
can do it.
Bubbles.
Bubbles himself.
Yeah, but I mean Mouse has Mouse, and they got the ultimate cheese team.
All right. So, Red Lego guy versus Hollywood. Uh,
I'm gonna go 1-on-1 in that one.
1-1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Well, actually, it depends. All right. I don't want to leak too much, but I, I did get a stack invite this morning from a certain mid player for Lego's team. And he may or
Mhm.
may not be asleep now because he was up for fucking like
Oh
30
no.
something hours. And I think he'll be fine. But
Better set his alarm.
if he does sleep through it, I'm gonna go 0-2 against Lego.
That'd be funny. All right, last game. Oh, there's two more, I think. No, just one. Rockwell versus Cryptic. I don't know. I mean, it looks like Cryptic's been one-wanting people.
Left and right.
Yeah.
Rockwell just took over that team last week, and whether they're now 2-2 because Bubbles' team hasn't been able to figure stuff out yet, or if it's just the TK curse, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, TK needs this win. He's so good.
Yeah. So I don't want to put them down, but I do want to say it takes more than just beating Bubbles' team to prove that you're good.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, if Bubbles played like Cryptic's what?
The Cryptic's, I mean, his team is another really good on paper team. I mean, he's got 3 solid ass cores too.
Yeah. Not every team wins Chin.
I mean, it was Chen without fucking scrub.
Yeah.
I'd say we stomped those guys in 30 minutes without scrubbing those games.
Yep. All right. Dude, I don't know. I'm looking forward to these games, especially Chin's Kegs. Who's on this team? Oh yeah, he's one pass on 5. Yeah, Elusive. Elusive is just playing a pub with him. He's PMA.
Elusive has been the surprise of me, or at least like how well he's been doing.
Yeah.
I think he lost, one lane last week, but against fucking Mr. Duck on Quack or whatever. But
yeah, but he beat Yumi. That's a confirmed fact. We're never wrong on this podcast.
It's true.
You think he'll win mid today? I'm not sure. I don't know Chin's mid player that much.
Arya Stark, yeah.
What does he play? Invoker?
I don't know. Yeah, I've seen some good Invoker games from him, but I'm not sure what else. His Conko is.
You played Brood in this game?
I played Brood, yeah.
Oh wait, what? What am I looking at?
I played the offlane Brood and I pulled the trickery. That was our plan all along.
Okay.
So we're rotating who actually sits out instead of just having our 2 lowest players sit out, and Latchet was sitting for us that game. So I played offlane Brood.
Are you an offlane player?
No, I've been playing 5.
You're 5? Alright. What about Nadiak? What's he
Nadiak, he's playing whatever we need. So Krug couldn't make it first week, so he played 1 for us both games. And he played 5 for us in the game where I played off lane, and then actually Krug had to leave again, and he played a position 4 for us. So he's playing all around. He's pretty versatile. He was a better carry than I expected to.
Yeah, this game looks wacky. How did you guys lose? Like
we let it go 75 minutes is how we lost.
And did Thrower just kill you all? Or Sad Boys?
It was, yeah. Literally, that's what happened. Is we had megas and we brought their throne down to 50%, and Sad Boys bought a rapier and fucking won.
Oh my god. He bought a. Are we looking at the same game?
Him on Medusa?
No. The Spectre game. What happened this game? Because it looks like your core stomped. And then Naniak also stomped.
Yeah, that was Sergeant Scrub.
Oh, he just. This was the carry game.
Yeah. Yeah, so eventually Thrower just
actually
it went longer than we let it. We did well in the early game. The 5 axe was a good plan. It's pretty sweet. But I got stuck in the axe mindset and didn't ward enough, I don't think.
Yeah.
We can get Freeze in here whenever you're ready.
Is he here?
He's here. He's in the chat.
Freeze?
Oh,
Yo.
Freeze is here, boys.
Oh.
Poggers.
all right, about to get real philosophical.
Yep. All right. Who's your favorite Ld2L player, Freeze?
Based on what criteria?
I don't know, like just interesting, I guess. Really interesting.
Interesting. I think Choco is really interesting. Because he was going into this wanting to make meme drafts, right?
True with Chip Boy PVC.
So how has that gone?
We're 1-3. I mean, so there's that. Let me see. Our some of our ideas work well, but we're trying to find. I think we found a good balance of memeing and actually having a regular draft last week.
Mhm.
Where we'll have like one or two heroes that's kind of memey, but we think it works in the way we're doing it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, because no other team is Mimi, right? But I expected you guys to be, like, last place, but not, surprisingly.
We got one win. We had our drafts really fuck us in probably one game, I think, was our meme drafts ruined it. Like, we basically threw the draft in game 2 against Red Lego. Like, that was just a stupid thing of us.
What did you...
thinking we could get away with
Wait,
anything.
did you draft?
We drafted Techies, Offlane Naga, Tinker.
Wait, who's... Oh, okay, never mind. It's not loading, but I don't know. I can get the gist of this game. Did they pick up 4 Visage?
I believe it was actually like a 5 Visage or whatever. I don't know. Their 2 supports were kind of interchangeable as far as whether each was 4 or 5. But the Visage was dusty, so. But yeah, that was a jokey, throwy lineup that I don't think worked at all together. That we should not have done. But I think our last week's games were a good balance where we did 5 acts, but that I think that's legit. We did the brood thing where I came out, threw a web in the middle, and then went off lane with it. Mid brewmaster.
Oh, okay. So I have the win predictions from... Oh, this is a while ago. This is like week 1. But whatever, it'll work. Okay, so we voted... We thought you were gonna 2-0 them. PVC.
Yeah.
All 3 of us thought that.
Yeah, we really took it to them game 1. We won twice as hard game 1, so we took game 2 off.
Alright. Alright, who had... We had Mouse versus Kyrix. I think they
Mouse
2-0'd,
got
yeah.
2-0'd.
Nick thought Mouse would 2-0 them. But, I don't know, it didn't happen.
Yeah,
Alright.
Mouse looks really good on paper. They just haven't put it together yet.
All 3 of us thought Bubbles would 2-0 Hollywood. That was some,
No. No good.
yeah.
That, I think, is, I don't know. That's why everybody's sort of on Agony's nuts lately.
Yeah, and also Royce versus Inu. Well, this is when Dad was. Nick predicted that 2-0 for Inu, but he was the only one that was right. And then, yeah, maybe we should do this again. I'm not set up, so we're... Oh yeah, Freeze, who do you think is gonna... Who do you think will win this week?
Between who?
Like just in general. Me and PVC are going over this, but we want to get your thoughts. We were thinking like Chen versus Kyrix.
Chen versus Kyrie. Okay, let me look up the lineups because I have no idea what uh, these rosters look like.
Yeah, there are a couple good matches I want to watch, but I feel like some of these will just be wipes or yeah.
I don't know. I think this is a big week for teams actually proving themselves. I think as much as Inno's been stomping, so I mean 2-0ing. I don't know about stomp. I haven't watched his games or anything. Like he has to prove that he can be top tier against a top tier team.
Yep.
I think Ceres has proven they're a top tier team, or at least that Duck on Quack can fucking get 40 kills or some shit and win.
Carry them, yeah.
So Kyrie seems to have some interesting familiar names like Rock, Elusive, One Paz,
Right. Yeah.
but it looks like Chen's team has a higher medal count. So I guess Scrub has been doing well, I've been hearing.
Yep. I would say so. He's only been playing last week, but he did super well.
Mm-hmm. So who do you think is favored then?
I don't know. Honestly, I think that Elusive will win mid, in my opinion, and I think that'll really help Kyrix's team out. I think that One Paz's talent is super good, and Rock is, I think he's good. So I think that's a good lane combo that they can win, and I think if they win 2 lanes, then they can beat Chin.
How have you been finding their macro play like as a team?
Which team?
Kyrix's, Rock, Elusive, One Paz. So once they win their lanes, how do you think they'll play together after that, if they do?
I think they'll just fight. I think they got a lot of fighters on the team.
Mm-hmm.
So this
Like
is something I'll say. I haven't played them or watched their games yet, but in general, I do think Kyrix is a good captain like that, and that's sort of what helped him a lot last season,
Mm-hmm.
especially because he was on the Underlord all the time. So hey, his whole team's wherever he needs them to be.
Right. And how do we foresee like Chen responding to that as a team or as a captain? You think they expect that?
um, I don't know. It seemed like their thing last week was they lost all the lanes, and then they just forced this game into fucking 70-minute games, and Sad Boys caught up and won.
Oh.
So if Kyrix can fucking end better than we could, maybe it's an easy week. I don't know. I think it could easily be a 1-1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, same. I mean,
That's non-committal as I can get.
it's gonna be, uh, Chen Scrub versus Rock and One Pass, right? All in the one lane.
True. Yes.
So I think that's like you're pitting the best players on each team against each other, in my opinion.
I'm just gonna throw this out. We definitely beat their lane, their cancer lane of Coddle
Oh, you
Bristlebat.
did? You beat them?
I would think so. I'd say our position 1 having the most last hits at like 10 minutes in the game is us winning that lane.
Okay, so do you think they're just not as strong, or like based on their medal, or what?
I don't know. It might have just been a wonky lane because I was position 5 axe. And they didn't know what that was about.
Yeah, always true. All right.
Oh, we did not. We lost the lane, but we got most of the last hits in the game, other than our void. Sorry, we responded to Chen.
Okay.
I think
okay.
we won that lane.
All right. What about Series versus Inno? I think both teams are absolute juggernauts. Like look at Inno's team. Like I don't know. I think his team's good in general, but I think Series' team is. I think their medal is higher, if I'm not mistaken. By like a lot. They got like 4 legends or something. So what do you think, Freeze?
Actually, I have a question for you. Do you
Uh-oh.
think individual skill matters more than team synergy, like as
It's a big
players,
thing.
teamwork, or do you think it's the other way around?
Uh, hang on. Sorry. You're asking individual skill versus the team?
Yeah, because we're seeing a lot of this like higher medal matchups, but we're seeing teams with lower average medals beat teams with higher average medals. So what do you think the factors are to
Yeah,
lead to
that's
that?
true.
Could it be like team play or something else, team synergy, or
Which teams are the lower medals? Are you talking about like?
Us and Lego, I think, are the lower medals.
Yeah,
right?
that's true. I don't feel like you guys are like top of the pack though. I mean, I do feel like that in the first 2 weeks, the teams with higher medals will win more. But as teams start to develop, I think that the better team play will like add up more. I think the better teams will start winning. But
Hmm.
I think it's still too early to tell. I mean, eventually it's not going to be early and it'll be late, and then teams will have to like get their game on.
So, in general, in this league, my opinion is that the higher medal and the better individual play, it depends on where the player is. So mid is the big thing. If you have your fucking Sumail killing everybody, then you have a clear advantage. That's sort of the way the meta has gone, and I mean that's how I
Hmm.
saw EG going from fucking losing everything to all of a sudden dominating because they got Sumail winning mid every game. If your mid wins every game, that's so helpful.
Yeah, that's true.
So the individual skill there, but then in order to close out the games, you need the macro skill. You need the shot caller.
Right.
Yeah. So do you think in when you played mid or Chen last week PVC, would you say that Choco beat uh whoever there was like Stark mid?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would say so.
So what do you
But
think?
then you win mid as a brewmaster. Like yeah, you have a brewmaster.
Oh wait, what do you mean?
So he won as a mid brewmaster.
Oh, Chen went mid? Really?
What? No, 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 no. Chaco. Chaco was mid brewmaster.
Oh,
Because meme
okay,
draft,
okay.
right?
Sort of, but also because we thought it would be a good play.
Oh, like a good matchup, or
Yeah, because so basically, I drafted the brood first
right? You
because
put the web in left, like you said.
yeah, yeah, because I mean I didn't expect them to be as quick. Their drafting was better than I expected because every time I'm like, oh man, I hope they don't pick this one hero. They fucking picked it.
Hmm.
So they immediately picked the Kunkka, right? Which I think is the biggest brood counter in the game.
Right.
So I can't go mid anymore, obviously. So they were lining up the Kunkka to go safe lane, and the web kind of threw him off, and he went mid. But we were thinking, oh, something that could beat Kunkka mid would be this brewmaster,
I see.
All
which
right.
sort of did. But they won the macro game because they dragged it, and they did very much win the off lane for them with
Hmm.
Sergeant Scrub and Mid or Chen.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it. It looks like he won this Pudge game harder than the other Cottle game.
Yes, yes.
So,
Pudge did very much drag that game out forever to the point where we couldn't kill him, and then Sad Boys caught up.
okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
So we misexecuted the game from where we were. We had way more farm. We dominated the early game, and then I I tried to move around the map and join team fights on a fucking brood mother, and that was a bad plan.
mhm.
Yep, rapier on Pudge. I mean, we can't kill him. Why not? That's basically what happened. I mean, if you're going 75 minutes against a Pudge and a fucking Dusa, you're gonna lose.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
So, is that you think that's a strat to beat Chen? Just end early?
I think you have to end earlier than us if you have a lead as big as we had. I don't know that all their games have gone like that.
Mhm.
It's just they did for us. We drafted. And that's another thing. That was a really good Dusa draft. You know, we were actually sitting there thinking like, oh man, we really want to pick this Dusa, and then they picked it before us because they had first pick and we had last. So
Okay.
So I'm curious. We seem to associate like good macro or good team play with games dragging on when you're losing or games ending quickly when you're winning.
well, I mean, I think that's a way of measuring whether or not you're taking advantage of the advantage you have. You know, if you're winning and you don't put it away, then you're not doing what you have to do to put it away. But if you're losing, being able to keep them from putting away until you're at an advantage. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, in a more general sense. I mean, I got less than 200 games played, guys. I'm not the fucking macro genius.
Right. So which teams would we say have displayed the most capability to push their wins or stall their losses or like, even things out?
Uh, tough question. I want to say Chen,
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like it takes skill to drag a game out.
Right.
Like it's like a team skill, not like a one person skill.
Right.
But I don't know.
So it's almost
That
like
may
they
have
would have to
been
plan that
good on
out.
Chen or bad on us. It was one of those two.
Right. Or some combination. Because
Yeah.
I mean, Enigma is also amazing late game, but it seems like their draft was quite greedy. If you look at it, that
Yeah.
they had to plan from the beginning that this would happen.
Yeah, that takes skill. They kind of planned the whole game out.
Right. Do you feel like they played it that way though? Did they slip up and kind of try to win the lanes and then lose harder than they should have, or do you think they were true to their plan?
Well, I think Scrub stomped both games, which is super
Mm-hmm.
good just because they existed in the early game. And then I think that definitely helped in the late game. But I don't know, I didn't watch both of these games, so I'm not sure exactly how the lanes went. PVC, do you tell us about it?
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, I remember the first one a bit more, and that was, I think they reacted to the situation. That's
Mm-hmm.
what it was. So, I mean, the situation was I was brood mother, and they were not stopping me, so I was taking over the lane. I had the most farm, and I just fucking bought the wrong items. So
Yeah, I
I
mean,
think they did what they had to do. All right, so mid game they come over with Dusa and Jakiro, and I double kill them, right? Solo. So
mhm.
they pull three heroes. They go fucking black hole into dismember. They just kill me. Like, all right, that's a large team movement, but it was kind of a movement they had to do to keep me from just like taking that whole area, you know?
Right.
So they did the movements they had to do, but I don't know if that is more on me not knowing that they were about to do it, not looking for the fact that fucking four heroes are missing and getting out.
Yeah, I mean, from the graphics, it looks just kind of like they picked sort of the same plan. Like they picked late game, they picked strong team fight oriented off lane. They picked kind of similar support, and then they picked two good strong fours for Scrub, and then they picked solid mids that they know these guys can
And
play.
that might be their plan, and it might be the plan for this league, like the meta of this league, where I don't know if people at our level are as good at ending when they need to.
Mm-hmm.
So, uh, I mean, our games tend to drag out.
Just in
Yeah, it seems
general.
like some teams take advantage of that.
Yeah, that might be it.
Yeah. All right. So I want to talk about Series versus Carrix more. Who do you think will win this one, Freeze?
Hmm.
Yeah,
I
it's
guess
tough.
I have to favor the higher metal, right? When I don't know too much.
Yeah, it's true.
Uh, but like I have a feeling, yeah, the teams that are actually thinking about the big game, like the multiple games, they're sort of thinking ahead and looking at this whole season rather than just individual matchups. I think those teams might be favored because they're almost refining their playstyle over each match. So we see teams learning, oh, we can go for the late game, we can go for team fights because games at our level don't end that quickly. I think the teams that are thinking on that longer term level will be advantaged, but I'm not sure between Ceres and Kyrix if either team is more favored in that department. Like, what do you think? Are either of those teams looking at the longer term?
I mean, I'm not sure. Also, I messed up. I meant to say series versus that's the game going on today. But series already played Kyrix and they 1-1'd each other, and so I mean,
Right.
that's I don't want to say surprise because I feel like I don't know. I feel like both teams are kind of just good in general.
Like I said, I think I don't know. So it's I think it will come down to basically mid. Like
Right.
if you can slow down Duck on Quack because he's been seemingly just from the scores I'm looking at
Mm-hmm.
the reason they're winning. When he gets 40 fucking like kills in one weekend, that's nuts.
Yeah, but
Right.
I think
And like a
Donkey
ton of
Punch.
assists too. Donkey
Donkey,
Punch is very good too though. That's the thing. He's
yeah,
another top mid.
yeah, it's gonna
So
be
that'll
close.
be a good matchup to watch. Even just those two against each other will be fucking good to watch.
This
Yeah,
is really interesting. He looks almost like the topset of the league. He's got Monkey King, Invoker.
Quack.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if I'm reading this right.
that's so far.
it looks like he's like last week he picked kind of the same heroes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, never mind. I don't know, but I feel like Inno's team has a chance of like becoming predictable.
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna change. I'm gonna go with Sarah's team this week. I'm just gonna throw it out there. Flame Inno because fuck them. Flaming everybody. Until this will be the week that they have to win to prove that they belong at the top and they're not just have gotten favorable matchups so far.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if they
Because
do win,
they've beaten a team with no wins and they beat a team with no wins and they beat a team that's 1-3. I mean, then again, obviously, it's only been 2 weeks. So if you beat a team, they're going to have very few wins. But I don't know. This is their moment to either shine or fucking we'll see.
yeah. I mean, I still don't know. I don't think I can have an opinion just because, like, I think it's a lot of mid game. Like not mid game, but I think it's based on the mid lane.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I
Yes,
think
I don't
other
know
than that,
people that well. I don't know. I don't know. Ugh. I don't know who that is.
So who's Inno's mid laner? Donkey Punch?
yes,
Yes.
Hmm.
he's
And
super good.
right. And until now, has Duck on Quack faced like legend mid laners, or has he been favored by Metal?
Um, I'm not sure.
Duck on Quack faced Elusive. And who did he face week 1? Luth. So I think that's
Yeah, that's a good
I
point.
think that's a mediocre. No offense. I mean that's not Donkey Punch level mid laners.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Elusive. Sorry, Luth.
Right. Donkey Punch is legend 4, it looks like, which is
Yeah.
quite a big jump from Archon 5. But Metal is just one thing, right? Like how they play will matter. And I'm not sure how their playstyles match up, but I'm curious to see like in this league how much have mid laners been able to farm and catch up, versus are they pressured to go gank and pressure other lanes?
Right. So looking quickly at fucking their week one, Duck on Quack 17-0-13.
Right.
I know there's like a there's a metal gap between Duck on Quack and Luth, but isn't Duck on Quack like an Archon or something too?
He's Archon 5, I believe.
Yeah,
He's
so,
legend now.
He's
is he?
legend.
All right, yeah, then 18-3-11 in game in the other game.
So I'm curious, if he doesn't get a lot of kills, is he losing? Like, relatively speaking?
I
You
don't
know,
think so.
We haven't seen him not get a lot of kills yet.
Right. So
Yeah.
it's hard to tell, right? But
Yeah.
a team facing him, are they almost going in thinking, if we can prevent him from getting a lot of kills, then maybe we can see a different side of him, and then figure out how we can beat that side.
Right.
I don't think. I mean, I've played pubs with him and against him in in-houses, and I think his ability to farm back up is just as strong as his ability to win with kills.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't know how you beat him. You just win, I guess.
Yeah, I'm curious how he's affecting the map and the macro, how much space he's making or taking in each game, and how teams can analyze that to figure out where can we really find a weak spot to poke. Because so far it sounds like if there are no weak spots, how does a team approach a game against him?
I mean, there's gonna be weak spots. It's not like
Right.
we're still in the range of Ld2L. It's not like he's some smurf that's just gonna fucking dominate us all. But he could be very good for his metal and still, just not play enough games to go up or whatever. If they knew each other from like RD2L and he plays mostly non-ranked games and stuff,
Right.
it's likely that he's higher skill than his metal shows.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody's unbeatable.
Right.
Except my boy Chaco, son.
I mean, even if we take two 4K players, for example, their weaknesses will look very different because they're different people.
Yeah. So until we are scheduled to face Ceres,
Right.
I don't think I'll put the time in to figure out how to beat this man.
Right.
But
Yeah.
can have teams get carried. But
I mean, if anyone's gonna beat him, personally, I think it's Duck on Quack. Maybe. Yeah, I think it's gonna be him.
Donkey Punch or Dunko. Yeah, well, that could go either way. We'll see.
Right. Because last season we did see mid laners who had similar results, and then it's kind of like their abilities worked against them because teams learned to coordinate and punish them for their confidence or their actually for their skill, right? Because they would just throw more numbers at them in situations where they didn't expect it, and they would be overwhelmed and surprised, and they would kind of snowball against them. But I'm not sure if that'll happen this season.
Yeah, you were on Agony's team, weren't you?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So everybody's game plan going in was, all right, stop Agony.
Yeah,
Right.
honestly.
Just throw 5 people at him.
Honestly, just ward his jungle.
And it was interesting to see our team adapt to that, where we were like, okay, how can we either protect Agony or enable someone else or counter their engagements and their ganks so that we can turn it around.
Yeah, and I think some teams will be able to, think that chess match through, and some teams are, filled with people just trying to figure out how to play fucking Dota.
I mean, to me,
hard
this is
to-
my favorite part of Dota.
Yeah, no, I like it. I like the back and forth of the draft and trying to make sure you get the advantage you need. But it is one of the harder parts, and us fucking scrubs maybe can't take advantage of it.
For sure, yeah.
Because I'm still trying to figure out how to fucking not feed like a jackass.
I mean, it's
Step
definitely
1,
harder.
learn not to feed.
Because you're
Step
playing
2,
more offlane.
chess match.
Yeah, no,
I
that's
don't
a
know.
really good point. Like, as new players, especially, will be so focused on just surviving the games, right?
Yeah.
That how can we really thrive?
Yeah, that's why some of the captains, being position fives, I guess, is sort of the way it usually goes in like higher level. Is like, all right, the position
Mhm.
five doesn't have to focus 100% on making sure their farm efficiency is fucking as good as possible, so they can call the shots or something. But at this level, if your captain's like your mid laner and he's dumping on people, he's busy dumping on people. He can't call the shots and make sure you're doing the right thing as a fucking, I don't know, a low level nobody.
Right.
So,
All right.
oh yeah, we got like 10 minutes before game start. We gotta cut out in a minute. But yeah, that was a big thing. People were putting out blogs about, or whether the captains should play X position or something.
Mhm.
Can somebody captain and be a position one or a mid player?
Hmm.
And it's tough because you don't want your one person to try to be fucking. Podcast sucks. You don't want your one person to try to do everything, but you also don't want to try to get your fucking Herald to try to go 1v1 against a legend.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's rough just because if your captain's like one or two and he tilts, it affects the whole team. And yeah, I think it's a big part of team play in general.
Right. So how do you develop a team that has like a solid, stable core, like a rock, right, in the center of it, who can keep things stable so that when things are tough, people have something to look towards?
I mean, we're I think fucking just being chill
Right.
works a lot. You know, like we are the most PMA team in the league, I think.
Right. The less attached you are to the outcome, the more capable you can be of that.
Yeah, in a way, and just more. You just want to be fucking naively optimistic at any point in time. You want to
Right.
keep your team in that mindset. You don't want to be like, "Oh, we fucking lost," because
Right.
we're 2 and 3K. Like every team is capable of throwing, no matter how big the lead is. So just fucking be naively optimistic always.
Mhm.
But after the game, you do want to look back and be like, "All right, we lost because of X, Y, and Z. Stop doing that shit."
Definitely. And you also want to be learning from your wins, right?
Right? Yeah, we won, but we should have done this better.
Right. Or here's how we almost lost, which happens
Yeah.
more than I'd like to admit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think games will. I think this week games will get serious.
Right. I am curious to see how teams grow over time, what their practice regimen looks like, how they choose to bond and build this kind of trust so that in a game a captain has faith or whoever is calling the shots has faith that they don't have to micromanage. And then people on the team also feel like they don't need to be micromanaged. They feel like they're given this accountability, this responsibility, and they know what their jobs are and that they can, communicate kind of openly.
Yeah. All right, we got like 3 minutes left. Any closing remarks?
I think that was mine.
Yeah. No. No, fuck it.
All right.
Fuck the
I just want to
dogcast.
talk about Nick for a little bit. He's in a rough spot. I appreciate if everyone gives him support, and I'm not sure if he'll be in the Godcast every week. I'm not sure if we'll do it every week, but I'm thankful you guys are understanding of that, and yeah, much love. Appreciate it.
For sure, man.
All right. I guess we'll see you all next week. Bye.
Peace, bitches.